Today we are going to add a very important concept to our Sheets experience so we can jump start our Sheets experience. It is the concept of named ranges. Named ranges, it is the possibility to name a cell or a range of cells, a column, a row, or a set of columns and rows, or an area, to name it, to give it a name, and then to use it by this name, not by the A1 notation, or but by the number of rows and columns, fourth column and fourth row, or E4 or something like that. Okay, so to start using our named ranges, we'll start from data. Okay, and then named ranges. It opens this menu at the side to add a range. So to add a range, simply I will still click on this cell, which is E4, and then I will add a range. When you add a range, you will find by default it has selected the cell for you. So this part is the name of the sheet, and we'll see how to use it. And then after that we have the E4, which is the cell, this cell, and then you give it a name. It depends on the criteria you prefer for a name. If you are using in programming, for example, camel case or lowercase or whatever, but just be consistent, because you will use these names along your sheet and you will use it in your apps script also. So I will call it, for example, this one is temperature title. I'm selecting only one cell, which is temperature title, and then done. So this cell now is called temperature title. If I need to make an action on it, I will use it with its name as temperature title. What else I can select? I can select a complete column like this one, for example, and then I add a range. So when I add a range, for example, this one, I'll call this one as only simply temperature, and then you can see here it's the name of the sheet, because this name is valid across all the sheets in the spreadsheet. And so it puts in the beginning the name of the sheet you are in, which is data L51, and then the range you are selecting, which is EE. That's how it selects a column, E, semicolon, E. I will name it temperature, and then done. Okay. Now, how to use this range? Okay, I'll give you one example here how to use it. So I will say equal to average, okay, which is a function, and then I put here. And then instead of putting values or range of cells or notations or colon or something like that, I'll put only the name that I used it. Because they added this feature because they think sometimes it's better for us to remember names than it was E4 or E5 or column E or column 5. So it was the column temperature. I'll tell you one great feature after that also for this. So I will say temperature, and then I will press enter. You can see that it brings you a value 101.95. That's the average of these temperatures. But how you want to make sure? I'll give you another trick for the day. So if you select this cell in the beginning and then you move over the cells, hover over the cells like this, you had selected this range of cells which is having a number. You can find here part of the artificial intelligence of Google, which is coming here. You can find here some of these values is 1937. If you open this drop down menu, you can find that it's bringing the average, the minimum temperature 99, and the maximum and the count. These are 19 cells. That's part of the artificial intelligence. Instead of putting equations and so on, it brings you quickly some values, because it sees that all these are values, so it gives you some artificial intelligence calculated values from it, so you can use it directly instead of making equations and so on, or to understand directly your data. Okay, that's one of the benefits. So now we had seen how to make an average and how to select our cell. Okay, now how to use the named range with the apps script. Okay, so we open it from extensions, apps script. If you remember, we had made selection 1 and select 2. Now we need to add select 3. Okay, just to add you also some knowledge about the selections. So function, I will call it function. Okay, simply I need to put here some strokes so you can see the writing on the top. So it's function. Okay, I will call this one select 3. You put the parenthesis to make it as a function, and then you open the curly brackets, and now you have your function ready. As you remember, we're selecting the sheets. You can call it not necessarily spreadsheet. You can call it, for example, for short SP, and this one is equal to spreadsheet app dot get active. And then you need to select your sheet. Also, you can call it any name. So this one will come from my sp dot get active sheet, so for short. And then after that I need to select a range. Here where the beauty of named ranges come. I will see another important trick about named ranges here also. I will call this one as a range, and this one will be equal to my sheet dot get range. Okay, now getting the range, if you remember when we open the parentheses, you will find 4 options from here, which is selecting number, area, and selecting this A1 notation. This one does not exist here in the help. So you need to remind it, because I'm going to put in names and I need to put quotations, and inside the quotations I'll put, for example, temperature, only temperature. So I'm selecting a range which is temperature, that's my complete column. I put here a semicolon, and then I get to range dot activate semicolon, and then I need to save, and then I need to select from here my function to run it as usual, select 3, and then I will run my function. Started and completed. If I return back here, you can find that the complete column is selected, so it can detect this name in the abs script. Now, one very important trick about the named ranges, which is the most important part of named ranges. If you can see here, I'm here. You can see that the names I'm having, that's temperature, that's the column E, and this one is cell E4. If I come here, for example, and then I select the column, right click, and then I inserted one column to the left. So this means that my column E will be shifted. If I put insert, you can see that the column E is now column F, and now I have the empty column in E. But what about my named ranges? They already moved to F. You can see this. So you watch this, and then I will make Control Z, and keep your eye here, and then I make Control Z. You can see that they returned automatically to E again. So that's one of the beauty of named ranges. So when you are using your data with named ranges and you shifted your cells right, left, top, and bottom due to any insertion, with the named ranges, when you use the cell or the column or the row again, it will have the same data inside it. It will not move to another data. If I was using E, column E, and then I inserted a column, empty column instead of E, then it will come as an empty column. But now it's shifting my data to, I shifted my data to F, and the named ranges already shifted to F, as we had seen here. You can see that again. So if I insert one column to the left, you can see that my column and data is shifted automatically to the left. So if I use the temperature again, for example, I go to my abs, you can see that it's also reflected to abs script. So I will run my ab again, my function again. If I return here, you can see that it's selected also the data. Even the data is shifted to column F, not in column E, which was original one, because it's used the name, and this name is sticking to this set of data. Thank you so far. Join our channel, like the videos, subscribe. You will have a wealth of information in the coming videos also. Keep in touch, join, subscribe, like our content. You can join our trainings, which you'll find the description in the description of this video. You'll find links to our trainings on Udemy. And if you need a Udemy and on Tutorial Point also, and if you need some specific help with sheets, you can reach us on Fiverr. You'll find also the link in the description of this video. See you in coming videos with more insights from Google Sheets, AppScript, and Forms.